Namaste and welcome to the Vedanta Society of Greater Houston and to our class on the Bhagavad-Gita. So we'll begin with the chant. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad-Gita Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. So we are continuing the class with the Bhagavad-Gita. We are on chapter 11, the chapter on the Vishwarupa Darshana, Namo Ekadashadhyaya. The 11th chapter known as the chapter on the vision of the universal form of Sri Krishna. So again, we're in the midst of the chapter. We'll begin with verse 26 this evening. And so this is the chapter in which Sri Krishna reveals himself on the battlefield to Arjuna. In chapter 10, Arjuna had asked Sri Krishna to tell him how he is to be thought of for an ordinary person like himself, like Arjuna, where all that he can see is this visible sensory universe. So tell me of your manifestations here so I can know how to think of you. Because in order to think of anything, the mind has to have some way of holding on to it, something to hold on to. And so I, Arjuna, who am not aware of the supersensuous world, the divine world, I need something that I can perceive here, that the mind can grasp and hold to. So please tell me about your divine manifestations. And so chapter 10 was about that. Chapter 11, Arjuna says that he is very grateful for having learned about these divine manifestations, the vibhutis as they were called. But I want to know more. I want to know your real form. Because again, these were manifestations. But now I, Arjuna, want to know your real form. So please reveal that to me. And so Sri Krishna then tells him that I will show you my universal form, but it can't be seen with these mamsamoy chakshu, these eyes that are fleshly eyes. It can only be seen by divya chakshu, by spiritual eyes. And so I give you spiritual sight so that you can see my universal form. So then Arjuna is able to see this extraordinary form of Sri Krishna, the cosmic form. Vishwarupa, the universal form, the cosmic form of Sri Krishna. And so the cosmic form doesn't mean that Arjuna is seeing Brahman. Brahman is the impersonal, which can't be seen. It can never be objectified. It can be realized through identity. I am Brahman. I can realize it that way, but you never see Brahman. You don't have a vision of Brahman. You realize I am Brahman. I am the infinite. There's nothing outside of me. Even all of the gods and goddesses are within me. But you don't see it. And so the Vishwarupa Darshana doesn't mean that he's seeing Brahman. And also it doesn't mean that he's seeing an ordinary form of one of the deities, of Vishnu in particular, since Krishna is considered an incarnation of Vishnu. So the devotional forms of Vishnu with the four arms where he's holding discus and conch shell, etc., that form is seen by devotees in devotional states of ecstasy or in visions. But it's not that also which Arjuna is seeing. He's seeing an extremely rare vision. This is granted, as Sri Krishna says later, extremely rare vision, which is granted to very, very few people through history. Seeing the dynamic universal form of God as it's active in the dynamic universe. And so he's seeing, as he said in verses we've already covered, seeing Sri Krishna in a form where he has an uncountable number of faces, an uncountable number of eyes and mouths and bellies, udara, thighs, legs, hands. His form itself is without end and with infinite variation. And within that form also sees the whole universe and all of the dynamism of the universe. As you know, at the CERN laboratory in Switzerland, they put up many years ago when they constructed the CERN laboratory, CERN, they put a large statue of Nataraja in front of it to represent the dance, well, it is the dance of Shiva, to represent the cosmic dynamism which is this universe. Because Shiva, this universe is the dance of Shiva, the cosmic dance of Shiva. And so they put Nataraja there. And so here it's the same idea, except for it's Sri Krishna. And it's not just Sri Krishna dancing. You actually see the cosmic processes that are going on in the universe through the agency of God, of Sri Krishna. And as I said last time, the verses we went over last time, you can see this progression where at first Arjuna is amazed at what he's seeing. He's excited, he's amazed, he's ecstatic to see this incredible vision of Sri Krishna. And then as it goes on and he begins to describe what it is he's seeing and the dynamism of what he's seeing, he becomes afraid. He begins to tremble. Because the immensity of what it is, the dynamism of what it is that he's seeing is more than the human mind can bear, more than we can conceive of, more than we can bear. And so, and where we start now in verse 26, he's in the midst of that growing fear. So do 26 and 27 together because they all form one sentence. Ami cha tvam dhritarashtrasya putra sarve sahaiva vanipala sanghai bhishmo drona suta putras tathasau sahas madiyairapi yodha mukhyai vaktrani te tvaramana vishanti damshtra karalani bhayanakani kechid vilagna dashanantareshu sandrishyante churnitair uttamangai. So here we see the terrible vision that Arjuna is realizing that is being revealed to him. So ami cha tvam dhritarashtrasya putra sarve saha eva avinipala sanghai. So into you, the sons of Dhritarashtra are entering into you. All of the sons of Dhritarashtra, together with all of these kings, Avanipala Sanghai. Sanghai means, of course, or Sangha means, of course, the group, the collection, the group here. Avani, earth, and Pala, protector of the earth. So one of the many, many names in Sanskrit for a king is Avanipala. So the Avanipala Sangha, all of this group of kings who have come to fight on the Kurukshetra battlefield, on both sides of the battlefield. So into you are entering the sons of Dhritarashtra, the blind king, together with all of the kings of the earth. Bhishma, Drona, Sutaputra. Sutaputra is the son of Suta, which refers to Karna. Karna is Sutaputra. Tata so. Tata aso means as well as this. And here it's not mentioned, but Shankaracharya mentions that this refers to all of those on our side, the Pandava side. Arjuna speaking, of course. So aso meaning as well as this, the army of ours. So all of these, the sons of Dhritarashtra, all of the kings, and Drona, Bhishma, these great warriors and wise men like Bhishma, great teachers and gurus and warriors like Drona. All of these are entering into, as well as these, our soldiers, entering into you, O Krishna. Bhaktrani te tvaramana vishanti. They're entering quickly. Tvaramana. Bhaktrani, te bhaktrani, into your mouths. So all of these soldiers on both sides, including the great kings and the warriors and the gurus like Drona and Bhishma, they are entering into your mouths. Vaktrani te tvaramana vishanti damstra karalani bhayanakani, with terrifying tusks. So teeth or tusks which are terrifying. So in the mouths, the many, many mouths, the countless mouths of Sri Krishna, which he sees again in this universal vision where Sri Krishna has countless heads, countless mouths, countless eyes, countless hands and arms, countless legs and feet, countless bellies, countless thighs. So in these countless mouths, he sees all of these soldiers who are gathered entering in rapidly, tvaramana. Vishanti, and enter into your mouths, which are filled with the terrifying tusks. Kechid bilagna dashanantareshu. Some of them are caught between the interstices of your teeth. They're caught in between your teeth. So again, the image is quite graphic here, where these kings and soldiers are, as they're all entering into the mouths of Sri Krishna. Some of them are caught between the teeth in his mouth. Kechid vilagna dashanantareshu sandrishyante churnitairung uttamangai. Uttamanga, the head is the uttamanga. Anga, the limb or body part. Uttama, the highest, the best, the foremost. So that is the head, the most important, the highest physically, but also the most important of our limbs is the head. So their uttamanga becoming churana, that is, their heads being crushed to powder. So we see that it is seen that their heads are being crushed into powder and bodies being caught in the spaces between your teeth. So again, this is a incredible vision which Arjuna is having, and we'll see what this means, where the enemies are, as well as their own soldiers, the Pandava soldiers as well. They're entering into the mouths of Sri Krishna and being devoured. So verse 28 says, Yatha nadinam bahavom buvega samudrameva bhimukha dravanti tata tavami naraloka vira vishanti vaktran yabhito jwalanti. So yatha nadinam bahavom buvegaha samudrameva bhimukha dravanti. So as many rushing currents, many rapid currents of many rivers rush into the ocean. So as the currents of rivers rushing in to enter the ocean, tata tavami naraloka vira vishanti vaktrani abhito jwalanti. So tata, the world of men, that is all of these men who are the heroes among the world of men, Naraloka Vira, the heroes, the Viras among among Naraloka. So in the human world, those who are heroes, who are gathered there for battle in Kurukshetra, they Vishanti, enter Vaktrani Abhito Jwalanti, in your mouths which are blazing all around, Abhitaha. Jwalanti, your blazing mouths. So again, in a previous verse we did last time, the mouths were said to be blazing like fire. And so into these Vaktrani, not one mouth, into these mouths, which are Jwalanti, which are blazing, all of these heroes from the world of men are entering into this. So as the running translation goes, as many rushing currents of the waters of rivers tending towards the sea enter into it alone, similarly do these heroes of the human world enter into your mouths, which are blazing all around. So again, we're at this point, we're just getting the description of what it is that we're seeing, and shortly we'll begin to see what it is that this means. Because it should be said that in a true vision, the meaning of the vision is contained within the vision itself. It may take many, many years for a person to work out all of the meaning that has been perceived in a very high vision, like Swami Vivekananda, when he was near Almora. He had the vision of the macrocosm and the microcosm, how the macrocosm, the whole cosmos, is present within the microcosm, within the individual. So in a flash, he saw the secret of the microcosm within the macrocosm, or the macrocosm rather within the microcosm. But for the rest of his teaching life, he was working that out, teaching the meaning of that vision. And so in a vision, sometimes we see something in a dream or something, or in a type of vision which is not yet a high spiritual vision, but sometimes some people are visionary by nature, and they see things which are symbolic, and they're not sure what it means. Yes, that happens. But in a high spiritual vision, then the meaning of it is given through the vision itself, is implanted in the mind. It may take years to understand fully what it is one has seen, but the meaning one knows is a whole world of meaning has been revealed. And so Arjuna, in seeing this, he's describing right now what he's seeing, but the meaning of it is being driven into his heart, and that will come to in a bit. So then verse 29 says, Yata pradiptam jwalanam patanga vishanti nashaya samriddha vegaha tathaiva nashaya vishanti lokas tavapi vaktrani samriddha vegaha. So this is a beautiful image for a terrifying vision. It's the image of the moth. The moth is often used in devotional texts, not just in the Hindu tradition, but in other devotional traditions also, that the moth flies into the flame of a candle, giving up its life. And so that's compared to the love of the soul for God, where entering into God means oblivion, that no one can survive the vision of God. That is, the ego can't survive the vision of God. When one enters into God, the ego is destroyed. And so that which I think that I am is destroyed. I'm not destroyed, but that which I think I am, that is destroyed by the vision of God. And that's why people are afraid many times when they first have the inkling of a vision. It terrifies them because they feel the ego threatened. That's why even the great Vivekananda, when he was Narendra, coming to Sri Ramakrishna, and on the second visit, Sri Ramakrishna touched him, and he began to see the world spinning around him, everything disappearing into oblivion. And he cried out, "What are you doing? I have my mother, I have my father at home." And so Sri Ramakrishna laughed and touched him and said, "All right, let it be for now. This will come later." And that was because everything that he knew was being wiped away. He saw the whole universe disappearing. And so the ego doesn't survive that kind of high experience. And so it becomes afraid. So the moth entering into fire is often used as the symbol of the devotee who plunges into the ocean of God without fearing their own safety, their own self-preservation, because of the intensity of love. And so, of course, A moth doesn't really love the flame, but it's a wonderful analogy. Because it looks like. Why else does the moth sacrifice its own life by flying into the flame? So it looks like it's a question of love. Yatha pradiptam jwalanam patanga, as moths fly into a blazing fire, nashaya samriddha, at high speed, samriddha vega, at increasing, accelerating speed, nashaya, for their own destruction. So as a moth with accelerating speed enters into a blazing fire for self-destruction, tataiva nashaya vishanti lokas. So the worlds, or people, humanity, or the worlds themselves enter into you for their own nasha, their own destruction. They enter into you. Tavapi vaktrani samriddha vega. With accelerating speed, they enter into your vaktrani, into your mouths. So just as the moth enters fire, so the host of all of these people, soldiers, commanders, gurus, everybody is flying with increasing speed into your flaming mouths. So again, the image is even more apt because here the mouths themselves have been said several times to be jwalanti, to be flaming. And so all of these soldiers and others rushing in with increasing speed, rushing into your mouths, being devoured and destroyed, their heads being crushed to powder, their bodies getting stuck between your teeth, etc. So then verse 30 says, Leli yase grasamana samantal lokan samagran varanair jwaladbhihi tejo bhirapurya jagat samagram bhasastavogra pratapanti Vishnu. So, O Vishnu, as I've said at various times, including last week once, I said that Madhusudana, he often shows why it is that a particular epithet, a particular name or nickname is used for either Krishna or Arjuna. And so here Arjuna is addressing Sri Krishna as Vishnu for two reasons. One, because now he sees that he is the Lord himself, that Krishna is not his sakha, his buddy, but Krishna is God himself. But also Vishnu means he who is all-pervading. So you who are all-pervading and you who are Lord, because now he sees him filling the cosmos. As he said in the verse we did last week, from the heavens to the earth and on all sides, everything is filled with your cosmic form. There's nowhere where you are not. Nowhere where your cosmic form is not. Everything is within it, and it is within everything. So here in this verse, number 30, he says, Lelihyase grasamana samantat lokan samagran vadanayar jwaladbhihi. So samagran lokan, all of the worlds are or no, better to do it from the standpoint of the active voice. You are licking your lips, O Krishna. Lelihyase, you are licking your lips. As Madhusudana says, because of the taste of all of these worlds entering into you. So you're licking your lips, grasamana, while devouring. That is, grasa with each mouthful. Grasa means with the mouthful. You're licking your lips as you're taking mouthfuls of these soldiers and others. Samantar, on all sides. On all sides again, because there are countless mouths filling the universe. And all of these people entering into it, rushing with increasing speed, rushing into them. And so as you are devouring them with mouthfuls of people, you're licking your lips. Lokan samagran vadanayar jwaladbhi, as you're eating them with your flaming mouths, all of the worlds. So you're devouring all of the worlds, licking your on all sides with your mouths on all sides, licking your lips with mouthful after mouthful. Tejobhirapurya Jagat Samagram. Filling the whole world, Jagat Samagram, filling the whole world with your tejas, with your glorious luminosity, with your powerful luminosity. Bhasas tava ugraha pratapanti Vishnu. So your fierce flames, your bhasas ugraha, bhasaha, the plural of the flames which are ugra, which are terrible. So the terrible flames are scorching, pratapanti, the whole world. So the running translation is, you lick your lips while devouring all the creatures from every side with your flaming mouths, completely filling the entire world with your glows. Tejobhira purya jagat samagram. Completely filling the entire world with your glow. O Vishnu, your fierce flames are scorching. Bhasas tava ugraha pratapanti. Scorching, your fierce flames are scorching. And so again, this is just a descriptive verse of what it is that he is seeing. But you see how the vision is going from seeing this glorious vision of God in his cosmic form and in all of his glory, with the beauty of the diadem, the jewels, the celestial jewelry that he's wearing, the beauty of his form and everything. And now he's seeing the details. Now he's beginning to see that people that he knows, those that he's about to fight with, they're rushing into his mouth and being devoured, getting caught between his teeth. And the Lord is licking his lips as he's devouring mouthful after mouthful of in his flaming mouths. And so, again, this tremendous vision that he's seeing. And then number 31 verse says, Akya himeko bhavanugra rupo namostu te deva vara prasida vignatumichami bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. So it's a beautiful verse in the Sanskrit. Akyahi me ko bhavanugra rupo. Akyahi me, tell me, explain to me. Well, ko bhavan ugra rupo, who it is you are, this terrible form. What? It's like a vision of Swami Atmarupananda I've often referred to, when long after Sri Ramakrishna had passed away, and Swami Atmarupananda had a vision in which he saw Sri Ramakrishna coming towards him down a path. But he didn't recognize him. He knew it was Sri Ramakrishna, but he was like a bodybuilder holding a gada, the military mace on his shoulder. And so he approached, in the vision, he said to him, "Oh, Thakur, who are you?" So he knew that it was Sri Ramakrishna, but he didn't recognize him because he looked so different. So he asked, "Who are you?" So like that, Arjuna knows that this is Krishna, who has transformed himself into his cosmic form, but he doesn't know who he is. He thought he knew who he was. Now he realizes, I don't even know who you are, O Lord. Akyahi me ko bhavan ugra rupo. Tell me who you are, O one of terrible form. Again, it's a terrifying form that he's seeing. Just think if you actually saw this. If one moment you were talking to someone that you knew and somebody that you respected and somebody you knew that was a great person, but that was all. You just knew that, well, this is a great person and somebody that I respect and he's very wise and all of that. And then suddenly that person reveals themselves to be the cosmic reality, devouring the worlds, filling the heavens and on all sides. The tremendous shock that your whole system would get from that. And so that is what Arjuna is experiencing. And so he's seeing again this, what started out in the beginning of the vision as this form of immeasurable beauty with Sri Krishna in his cosmic form and the many hues, many colors, Ananda Varana, many different colors, many different forms, with the celestial ornaments and all of that. And now he's calling it an Ugra Rupa, this horrible, cruel form. Who are you? Namostute Deva Vara Prasida. Namostute, salutations to you. Deva Vara. Namostute Deva Vara. O greatest of the gods. Salutations to you, O greatest of the gods. Prasida, O greatest of the gods, be compassionate, be merciful. So again, he's becoming terrified by what he's seeing. So be merciful, O Lord of the gods. You being the Lord of the gods, you can do anything. So please be merciful to me. And then Vijñātumiccāmi bhavan tamadyam. Vijñātumiccāmi, I want to know. I want to know bhavantamadhyam. O Lord, who art the beginning, who art before the beginning, you who are the origin of everything. I want to understand you. You, O bhavantam, O respected one. You who are the adi, or the adyam. You who are the beginning of all things. The beginning of all things, because before there was anything, there was God. And so God is the reality which never sets. There's no coming and no going. God is eternal, never disappearing. Whether there's creation or whether there's no creation. And so God is the beginning of everything. Before the beginning of the universe, there was God. And so bhavantam adyam. Nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. I don't understand at all your pravritti, your activity. I don't understand what is going on. A moment ago, I saw you standing in the chariot here, ready to go to battle, and teaching me all of this wonderful wisdom. But now that has disappeared, and this has come. I don't understand anything. I want to understand. Nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. I don't understand your activity. What all of this means, seeing all of these people going into you. So as I said before, a vision, a true vision, contains within it the meaning that is being revealed. But as I said also, that may take a long time for it to be unwound. And so Arjuna sees has the sense of the meaning here, but he doesn't understand it yet. It hasn't worked itself out. It hasn't been unpacked, as we say in modern American English. And so then we come back to Sri Krishna. He speaks in the next verse, number 32. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Lokakshayad excuse me. Kalosmi Lokakshayakrit Pravriddho Lokan Samaharatumiha Pravrittaha Rite pitva na bhavishyanti sarve yeva sthita pratyanikeshu yodhaha. So Sri Krishna, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Blessed Lord said, Kalosmi, I am time. Here, Madhusudana takes it as the destroyer, but that's because time is the destroyer. Everything is destroyed in time. In fact, every moment, everything is being destroyed because everything is changing. So if something changes, it's not what it was a moment ago. It's different. Every moment, everything is changing. Even the mountains, every moment are changing. Your body, which seems to be the same over long periods of time, only gradually growing older, but every moment the body is changing. It's just we don't see the changes until enough changes have taken place that they become visible to our senses. But every moment, everything is changing, and that itself is death. Because that which has changed from its previous state is no longer the same thing. So who is the Greek philosopher that said, no one ever puts their foot into the same river? You go to a river and you put your foot into the water and you pull it out, and a moment later you put your foot back in. It's a different river because the water that you put your foot into has gone far, far away. So everything in life is like that. Why? Because of time. Time means change. Time is time is nothing but the sense of change. Time is the perception of change. And so kalosmi, I am time. Loka kshaya krit pravriddho. Loka kshaya krit. I am the one who causes the destruction of the world. I am the destroyer of the world. And pravriddho, and am grown in stature. In that which he is revealing to Arjuna. Lokan samahartu miha pravitta. I am devouring, I am consuming all of the worlds. Lokan samahartu iha pravitta. I'm engaged in devouring the worlds. Here. Iha, here. Ritepi tva na bhavishyanti sarve. Even without you, Arjuna, even without you, na bhavishyanti sarve, all will disappear. All of these soldiers will disappear, even without you. We'll come back to that in a moment to explain what he means. Yevasthita pratnyanikeshu yodha. The armies which are here confronting each other. So all of the yodha, the warriors, who are in the confronting armies, pratya nikeshu, and the yodha, the warriors in the armies confronting each other, ye vastita, those who are present here, the warriors who are in the armies confronting each other. So the running translation is, I am death, the destroyer of all, who have grown in stature. I have now become active for devouring people, for devouring the worlds. Even without you, all the warriors arrayed in the confronting armies will cease to exist. So even without you, all of these armies will cease to exist. Meaning, excuse me, that Arjuna is there to fight. He's there to engage in battle, which means killing people on the other side. And people on his side will be killed also. But Sri Krishna is saying that even without you, this is going to happen. And the deeper meaning of this will be revealed next. But in this verse, he's saying that don't take yourself to be so important. You who are ashochanan vashochastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasuna gadasunscha nanushochandi panditaha. You are in the verse 11 of the second chapter, where Sri Krishna begins to address Arjuna. He says that you are grieving for those who should not be grieved for. The wise grieve neither for those who have come nor for those who have gone. So you're grieving for those who there's no reason to grieve. So here he's showing him why, the deeper reason why. Because you are not the agent of this. You think that you come here to fight. You're doing nothing. That I, the Lord, am doing everything. Everything has already, as he'll say soon, everything has already been done by me. I accomplish all things, not you. So he's putting Arjuna not in his place in a scolding way, but letting him know that you're not the agent of action as you thought you were. Swami Atmarupananda used to say that if a pen, a writing pen, were conscious, it might say, oh, I've written so many letters. I've even written a few books and a few poems. I'm a great writer. I'm well known as a writer. Oh no, the pen doesn't write. It's just an instrument in the hand of the writer. And so we are just instruments in the hands of God, or in the hand of God. And yet we think that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, this is because of me. No. If you look at your own life and your own actions, you see how many things had to come together for anything to happen that you've done. And one thing going wrong that was out of your control would have ruined everything. And so we don't do anything. That's something that all wealthy and powerful people need to remember when they think that, well, the poor people, if they had just made better choices in life, they would be where I am. First of all, very few rich people are self-made. Some are. And that's laudable. But most are not. Most of them got all kinds of advantages from their childhood, started out with many advantages. And then the system has been rigged so that once they become rich, they can maintain their rich in spite of everything happening. Now in the pandemic, the billionaires have made another $435 billion just since the pandemic began. People are in food lines. People don't have food to eat. People are out of work. And yet billionaires have made many more billions during the pandemic because they control the system. And so people like that naturally think that, well, I'm Lord of the world. The world should revolve around me and everyone should do what I say. But no, they have no more credit to them than ordinary people. It's just the circumstances of their life have put them where they are, and they forget it and think that, no, I deserve my wealth. And those who are poor, they deserve to be poor because they didn't make the choices I did, didn't do the right things as I did. Well, that's foolishness, pure foolishness. And so Sri Krishna is letting Arjuna know that I don't even need you, Arjuna. You're not needed. That's like Sri Ramakrishna. When you read the Gita and you know Sri Ramakrishna's life and Swamiji and Holy Mother's life, you see more and more parallels that come into the text. For instance, Sri Ramakrishna, M came to Sri Ramakrishna more than once and told him, I want to give up the world. I want to renounce the world. And M was a very sincere person, so he wasn't. It wasn't a light thought or just a passing fancy. But he said, "I want to give up the world." And Sri Ramakrishna would convince him that no, you have the Divine Mother's work to do. But again, sometime later, M would come to him and say, "Sir, I want to renounce the world. I want to give it all up." And so finally, Sri Ramakrishna got when he saw that M was not being convinced, he scolded him and said, if you don't want to do the Divine Mother's work, she can find hundreds like you to do her work. It's a blessing that you're able to do her work. That is the work that Sri Ramakrishna told him, that you are to stay in the household and show how it is that a devotee lives in the household. That is the work the Divine Mother has given to you. And yet he kept coming and say, I want to renounce the world. So Sri Ramakrishna in disgust said, yes, go ahead and do it. And the Divine Mother can find hundreds like you to do her work if you don't want to do her work. And so then, of course, M learned his lesson and he never asked again. But like that, Sri Krishna is saying, you who are so worried about the battle and all of your responsibility and all of your big questions about what is going to happen if we kill these people and the mixture of the castes and the destruction of the women and the ruination of society and all of that, you're not doing anything, Arjuna. You're not doing anything. So I am death, the destroyer of all, who have grown in stature, pravriddho. I have now become active for devouring the worlds. Even without you, all the warriors arrayed in the confronting armies will cease to exist. And then verse 33, he says, Tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samriddham mayaivaite denihata purvameva nimitta matram bhavasavyasachin. So Sri Krishna continues, Tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva. Therefore stand up, O Arjuna. There are several places in the Gita where Sri Krishna tells Arjuna, Uttishta, Uttishtata, Uttishta. Here, stand up, O Arjuna. Yasho labhasva. Attain to fame. That is, by engaging in the battle, attain to fame. Because people will praise you for what happens. Even though I don't need you, But in the common, among the common people, they will see that you are the one who has fought and won the battle. Jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samriddham. Shatrun jitva, having conquered the enemies, then samriddham rajyam bhungshva. Enjoy the wealthy kingdom. Enjoy the wealthy kingdom, having defeated the enemies. So again, remember that the battle came because Duryodhana and his brothers, they took away all of the possessions of Arjuna and the other Pandavas, the other 4 Pandavas. So the 5 Pandavas were left without anything, but they were the rightful heirs to the kingdom. But everything was taken by Duryodhana. And so the war of Kurukshetra started because the Kauravas refused to give back even a small little square of land to them. They asked even for just 5 villages for our 5 families. They said, no, even I won't even give you a postage stamp worth of land. And so the war began. And so here Sri Krishna is telling him that I'm already devouring your enemies. So now stand up, fight, attain to fame, and enjoy, having defeated your enemies, then enjoy the wealth of kingdom, because you will get the kingdom back. Maya eva ete nihata purvameva. Purvameva, even before this, Maya eva ete nihata, all of these have been killed. All of these forces before you, those who you're going to fight with, I've already killed them. So again, that's a strange statement because the battlefield hasn't even started. And they're standing on the battlefield where Arjuna is having this incredible vision of the universal form. And Sri Krishna is saying, Purvameva nihata. Already I have killed these soldiers because that is, it's already known in the divine mind that which is going to proceed. And so in effect, I have already killed them, because that is where the causes have been set in motion, that is the direction things are going, and that is what is going to happen. And so nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. And that's a beautiful and very famous statement. Nimitta matra bhava. Be just an instrument. Savya sachin. Savya sachin means who savyena sachitum. Sachitum to shoot an arrow, and savya means left-handed. So he could shoot even with his left hand. So not that he was left-handed, but he was ambidextrous. When I was a kid, I and many kids playing baseball, we would practice endless hours learning to bat left-handed, so we could hit in both directions, because it was a great advantage to be able to hit right-handed or left-handed. And so we'd spend the time doing that. And so like that, Arjuna was known to be equally effective shooting with his left hand as with his right. That is, the hand drawing the string. So that's why he was called Savyasachin. And so why does Sri Krishna address him as Savyasachin here? Because he's pointing out that you who are Savyasachin, you who are ambidextrous, you who are so skilled that you can shoot even with your left hand, shoot a bow and arrow effectively, hit the target even with your left hand, can you not do this? Will you not be able to do this? Certainly you can. One skilled as you, certainly you will be able to accomplish this. So therefore, rise up, uttishta, gain fame, yasho labhasva, and defeating the enemies, enjoy a prosperous kingdom, samriddham rajyam. These have been killed by myself even before. I've already killed them. You don't have to do anything. Be you merely an instrument, nimitta matra bhava. So just be an instrument, O Savyasachin, O Arjuna. Only be an instrument. Why? Because that's what we are even now. We are only instruments. But the ego, the ahamkara, says, no, I am the doer. I am the one who does everything. And so we think out of egotism that I am the doer. Ahamkara vimodhatma kartaham iti manyate. As Sri Krishna says in the third chapter, that in the chapter on Karma Yoga, the third chapter, he says that vimodhatma, the deluded soul, says kartaham iti manyate. That says that I am the doer, and thus comes to grief. So therefore, rise up, gain fame, and defeating the enemies, enjoy a prosperous kingdom. These have been killed by myself even before now. Be you merely an instrument, O Sabyasachi. So we'll take one more verse, yes, before Sanjaya begins to speak, the narrator. Dronang cha bhishmang cha jayadratang cha karanam tathanyam api yodhaviran maya hatam stvam jahima vyatishta yudhyasva jeta sirane sapatnan. So you destroy, you, O Arjuna, destroy Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and other heroic warriors. Destroy them, Mayahatams, which are already killed by me. So Tvam Johi, you conquer. You conquer Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and also the other great heroic warriors, Mayahatam, who have already been killed by me. Ma Vyatishta, don't be afraid. Ma Vyatishta, don't be afraid, O Arjuna. Yudhyasva jetasi rane sapatnan. Fight, Yudhyasva. It's a command, the imperative command, Yudhyasva. Jetasi rane sapatnan. You will conquer the enemies in battle. So the running translation, you destroy Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, and Karna, as also the other heroic warriors who have been killed by me already. Do not be afraid. We've killed by me already because I have already taken the initiative. I've already taken the decision. Do not be afraid. Fight. You shall conquer the enemies in battle. I've already taken the decision means that's not a good way of putting it, because God doesn't sit around making decisions. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, but sees that which is that sees everything, the past, the future. Just as Sri Ramakrishna, and seeing a person coming to him, he could see the person's past, their future, their possibilities, everything he could see, the whole course of their life from the past into the future. He could see, he said, like looking at a glass case, you could see the contents inside. And so God, the past and the future are an open book to the divine. It all exists within the divine mind, in whom there is no past and future. And so you destroy these warriors who have been killed by me already. Don't be afraid. Fight. You shall conquer the enemies in battle. So then the next verse, which we'll take next time, Sanjaya, the narrator, speaks shortly, briefly. So we'll stop here for today. And there is a question, I believe. So let me see what the question is from somebody here. Okay. Okay, I hear many times that it is only due to the grace of the Lord that you are able to pursue a path and can keep going steady. Can you please comment on this from yogic and Advaitic perspective? Yes, briefly. It's a very good question. Because we usually think of the bhakti being the path of surrender to God and leave everything to God, and yoga and Advaita Vedanta, the path of yoga and knowledge, jnana, being the paths of self-effort. Well, yes, there's truth to that. In those, the path of knowledge and the path of yoga, there is an premium put on self-effort. Do practice like this, do this, and go forward. Whereas in bhakti, it's prapatti, sharanagati, surrender, etc. But in the path of knowledge and yoga also, surrender becomes important. It may take a different form, but the surrendering of the fruits of action, the surrendering of the sense of ego that I am doing this, that has to be done in all of the paths. It's the sense of being karta and bhokta, the doer and the enjoyer of experiences, where enjoyer means sufferer also. It doesn't mean just pleasure, enjoying pleasures. It means receiving experience, the one who experiences pleasure and pain both. So I am the doer and I am the recipient of experiences. I'm the experiencer. That is the source of our bondage. That is what causes karma, no matter what path you follow. And so whatever path you follow, that sense of being karta, that has to be given up. So the jnani does it by thinking that I'm not the doer, I'm consciousness itself. Prakriti itself does everything. Activity belongs in the realm of Maya. I have nothing to do with it. So let me surrender the sense that I do anything and just watch, be the sakshi. In the path of yoga, also one has to come to the point where you can objectify even asmita, even the sense of I am, that can be objectified as an object before you can get to pure consciousness and realize yourself as the Purusha. And so there you objectify even the ego and see that I am not that and go beyond it. So in all paths, that has to be done. So we'll stop here. Let me give announcements and then we'll close. So announcements, the usual announcements on Thursday. This Thursday we'll have the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna class at 11 o'clock, live streamed like this. On Sunday we'll have a talk. I said last Sunday that this coming Sunday I would speak on Saraswati, but actually this Sunday some people have asked me to complete the study of the Dakshinamurti Stotra, which we did last Sunday. I only got through half of it. And so we'll do the other half of the Dakshinamurti Stotra this coming Sunday. So if you miss the first half, it doesn't matter. It will be a self-contained talk, but that will be the basis of it, the second half of the Dakshinamurti Stotra. And then after that, the next Sunday, I will speak on Saraswati. And next week, we'll continue with the Gita class and the Gospel class as well. So we have a special announcement for tonight. And that is that some of our devotees are arranging a classical music program to this Friday. So just this week, just in a few days, after 3 days, this coming Friday, in local time at 8:30 p.m., there will be on YouTube a 1-hour program of classical music and dance. And its purpose is to raise money for the Amphan relief in India. The money will all go to Belur for the cyclone relief, the cyclone that has hit and devastated Bengal, Greater Bengal, West Bengal and Bangladesh, both. And so renowned classical musicians and dancers from Greater Houston area have joined hands to promote a classical music and dance fundraiser concert. So everyone is invited to watch, and those who can to donate something towards the relief effort in India. I know that this is a time of economic hardship for many, and a time when many people who have planned to live on investments after retirement and everything, and seeing their investments going down in value. So economic times are hard, and then we've been raising money for the local community to give to people who are underprivileged here in Houston. We're raising money for that. We have a regular people donating money for the operations of the center, which still needs to go on, and now asking for money for Amphan relief. So this is for those who can give and those who want to give. Please do give. As Holy Mother used to say, Jarache dano, jarne jopo. Those who have, give and donate. Those who don't have, then pray. pray for the welfare of others. So one way or another, when we see something like a great disaster like the pandemic, including here in Houston where we're trying to help people, or the cyclone in Bengal, then the heart wants to reach out. So again, we don't want to scare people away by asking for money. So give what you can. If you can't give, then just pray for people. But it is a wonderful effort that our devotees are making. And if you want to find out how to, the address on YouTube to see this program on Friday night at 8:30, which I recommend to everyone, whether you can give or not, please see it. Then you can contact me. I will send it to you, or contact Sanchali. She's one of the organizers of this program, and we can send you the link. So those are the announcements for now. So I'll give a closing chant, and again we'll do this 9th verse of the Gita Dhyanam. Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastun Bandi Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapada Kramopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyandam Navidu Surasuragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. We bow to that Supreme Being, whom Brahma and other gods praise with divine hymns, whose glories the singers of the Sama hymns sing through the Vedas and Upanishads, whom the yogis see with their mind absorbed in that through meditation, and whose end or beginning neither the gods nor demigods know. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all.